You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Sisterwives fans. Today, we're going to talk about how Janelle and her co-wives once put Robyn in a pretty little package for Kody. But before we get into how the original three wives may have baited Kody about his last bride, please click that subscribe button if you haven't yet. It's pretty amazing to think that Janelle, Meri, and Christine once showered Kody with some pretty sappy and sweet thoughts about Robyn, but they did. They showered Kody with words of admiration about Robyn. So when Kody took on his fourth wife, it was with the original three sister wives urging him to go ahead and marry Robyn. And we all know it's not often that Kody can be considered a victim in the Sister Wives universe, but on this one important journey, he wasn't the only one driving the bus. There was a time that Meri, Janelle, and Christine took the wheel. Kody is usually the one fans blame, and rightly so, for how bringing Robyn in has affected the family. It hasn't worked out so well in the long run, but there is a little more to this story that you may not know if you're a newer watcher, or you may not remember, even if you're a longtime watcher. We're going to jump back to Sister Wives season 1 real quick. That was when Kody was still courting Robyn. He was dating her with blessing from Meri, Christine, and Janelle. But it was more than just blessings. They actually urged Kody to court her. If you don't recall, Robyn and Kody got married late in season 1, and that also marked the beginning of when things started to turn sour towards new wife Robyn, with the first three wives who found out that they didn't like what happened after they kind of pushed Kody to get with her. So Meri, Janelle, and Christine all said they experienced something spiritual when Robyn first came up as a potential fourth wife. And to say Kody got 3 green lights from his other 3 wives to pursue Robyn is an understatement. It was a lot more enthusiastic than that. If you are watching Sister Wives now, Kody and his wives, ex-wives, seem like a totally different family from the 5 people who wrote that book together about becoming sister wives. They talked about the journey of building their polygamous family in the book, and that's where you find some of this very interesting stuff with the feelings about Robyn that the first 3 wives had. Before she even came into the family, during the courting stage with Kody, some of the stuff that they said was unbelievable. It was sappy, really. When you read what they had written, and this is quite a while back, it sounds a lot like Meri, Janelle, and Christine got what they asked for with Robyn, and then some. And maybe there's some buyer's remorse there. Sister Wives fans point fingers at Kody, which is completely understandable most of the time, but not everybody may remember that Robyn joined the family with full approval of Christine, Janelle, and in particular, Meri. And to be fair, I don't think any of those 3 saw what was coming with Kody, that he would be such a smitten kitten about Robyn, and this is one of those things that led to the family being ripped apart. So when wife 4 first came on the scene, Kody was like a teenager with a big crush. Meri was the first to recognize it, but that was also because she knew about Kody and Robyn longer than the other 2 did. In fact, Meri and Kody were keeping Robyn a secret from the other 2 wives for a while, which, seems kind of dodgy. But once Janelle and Christine also learned that Robyn was a potential fourth wife, Kody had the endorsement of all of them to bring Robyn into the family. So when Kody asked their permission to court her, he got yeses from all 3. And Meri was a driving force for Robyn to join the family. And in fact, Meri met Robyn at the same time Kody did. And then Meri started the ball rolling by asking Kody to consider courting Robyn as a fourth wife. But Meri had an agenda, a pretty sizable agenda, it seems. And this may be part of why she and Kody kept Robyn on the down low from the other two wives for a while until things had progressed somewhat. If you remember, Meri wasn't on the best of terms with Janelle and Christine. So Meri was looking at Robyn as a sister wife, a friend, maybe even an ally on her side because the other two wives weren't close to Meri. And so much so that some fans think Robyn was brought in because Meri had some kind of retaliation in mind, hypothetically. So after decades of three wives, or at least a decade in some cases, Kody's first wife, Meri, had kind of pressed him into taking on a fourth wife. And this was when Christine was pregnant. And Meri's nudging Kody into this fourth marriage, and it kind of circled back around and it bit Meri in the backside. That's karma, right? Because once Kody fell hard for his last wife, it finally dawned on Meri that Robyn was serious competition, more than she may have realized. Meri and Robyn started off as friends, but it became very obvious that Kody was completely head over heels for Robyn in a way he wasn't for any of the other wives. And Meri said at the time that she blamed her marriage issues with Kody on Robyn. So while Meri was a huge factor in Robyn coming into the family, Christine and Janelle, interestingly, also said they saw these spiritual signs that Robyn was meant to be with them, or at least that's what they said years and years ago. When Kody finally decided to tell his other two wives about courting Robyn and the secret he and Meri were keeping, Kody first went to Janelle, and he talked about it in the book. Kody said he told Janelle about Robyn, and Janelle was overwhelmed with emotion and said it was a surreal experience and that Janelle believed there was something special about this and claimed that Robyn coming into the family was supposed to happen. And then it kind of gets even sappier. Janelle was all tearful and said she felt a burning in her bosom that was an undeniable affirmation that Kody had to marry Robyn and make her wife number 4. And Kody said he felt giddy after Janelle said all this. So he's got this overwhelming approval from wife 2, and then Kody has to go tell wife 3, Christine, about Robyn. And Christine also surprised him. She told Kody she was more certain that Robyn was meant to join the family than Christine herself was certain about marrying Kody and joining the family. Wild, right? In hindsight, it sounds like Christine was saying that Robyn was meant to be with Kody even more than Christine was. And in the end, of course, with Christine married to David Woolley, sounds like it was accurate. But all 3 of the wives rolled out the red carpet for Kody to pursue Robyn and bring her in as wife 4. And over many seasons of Sister Wives, Kody, Meri, Janelle, and Christine have made one thing clear. If any of the wives had been against him courting and marrying her, it wouldn't have ever happened. That's what they all agree on. And in traditional marriage, some husbands struggle with a midlife crisis. Maybe they stray outside the lines, pursue a younger woman. Kody didn't have to go through that struggle because his wives basically handed him a new, younger wife in Robyn. That and Kody's convertible, and it all screamed midlife crisis, right? If you remember those days. And while everything started out with approval for Robyn to come in over the seasons, and as the years progressed, of course, everything fell apart. Many fans think that Kody began treating his first 3 wives terribly once Robyn came into the family, and some of his comments in his Sister Wives confessionals, as we've seen, has caused pain and tears for Meri, Janelle, and Christine. And I discount sobbing Robyn because she cries over everything. So more worried about the other 3. But I'm guessing that all 3 of the first wives probably along the way developed serious regrets about endorsing Robyn coming in as bride 4. And I'm guessing at this point that Meri, Christine, and Janelle no longer have warm and fuzzy thoughts about Robyn anymore.
thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.